Now let me come back to studio, and World Institute for Africa Action Learning. Ghana is also celebrating the WIAL Global Action Learning Week from the 26th to the 30th of September at the local level for 2 days, and Thursday 29 and Friday 30 September. Now, action learning is the world's #1 methodology for solving real problems, challenges facing businesses, organizations, and communities. The theme for the celebration is Discover Meaning, Discover Connection, and Discover Action Learning. And joining me for this conversation is the Country Director for WIAL Ghana, Emmanuel Osum. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Wonderful.
Now, let's talk about action learning and what it is.
Thank you very much. Good morning to your colleagues here and everyone else listening to us. Action learning is the world's leading methodology for solving all kinds of business challenges, problems, and whatever. It involves it's a small team, working on a problem, and at the same time they are developing their leadership competences. And first, they have to ask, insightful questioning to understand the true nature of the problem before taking action. And simultaneously, whilst this is happening, it's also accelerating the individual, the team, and the organizational, the organization learning, capabilities. Actually, learning does not solve problems that are simple. It doesn't solve problems, puzzles. It solves problems that are complex, that are real, that are urgent. Problems that, when solved, will then deliver to the company, whoever the client or is substantial returns on investment. Action learning, has two ground rules. And before, we can embark upon any action learning section, two ground rules have to be made known to the participants. And the first one is that you have to, only make statements in response to a question.
Only make a statement in response to a question?
Yes.
Okay, like I just did now?
Yes, exactly. In other words, what it means is that questions must be first asked about the situation, the issue we want to, look at before statement from members involved can be made. And one question can elicit many statements. But what is important here is that whatever statement that are being made in response to the question that has been asked, the statement must just address the exactly the question that has been asked. And the responses to the question must be very concise.
Would you like to give us an example of that? How would it play out in a action learning session? So, for example, if I ask you, how are you doing in this company? I'm doing well, thank you. So, in what areas, what levels are you doing well? I'm doing well in my presentation skills. I'm doing well in my attendance. What are some achievements that you made? I have hosted various shows. I have been given more responsibilities. What do you intend to improve upon? I intend to improve on my reading and my knowledge. Good. So these are very well. You've done very well. Yeah. You have been very, precise with your responses, and that's a great thing. But that's what action learning does. Apart from that, the other ground rule is that it speaks to the role of the coach. In the world, there are other organizations that use action learning, but they don't use coach. In the WIAL Action Learning approach, which is the World Institute for Action Learning, we use a certified coach. So the coach, during the action learning process, he moderates everything. He does not directly participate in the problem identification and solution. What he does is that he has to, just keep the people involved on their toes. He manages their time, asks questions as and when necessary for the team involved to be able to learn something of importance, the process that is being gone through. So that's what the coach does. Why do we use questions? We use questions because questions help people. There are three, fundamental roles that questions play in solving problem. One of them is that it helps the group to be creative.
Creativity.
And then to achieve breakthrough thinking and solution to the problem that is being identified and solved. And the other thing is that it keeps the group involved in solving the problem, focused and productive. And the third thing is that it helps in developing the leadership capabilities of the members that are involved in solving the problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Now, let's talk about, you say you have solved complex problems and global action is about solving problems. What problems have you solved?
Well, the problems that we've solved so far, it all depends on the organization that is involved.
Okay.
So, for example, we have clients that are, have been involved in helping them, solve their problems. Clients around the world like NASA, like Boeing, like Facebook, like IBM, Microsoft, Caterpillar, General Motors, and Air China, and so on and so forth. So each of these organizations have their own peculiar problems. We have a link, or when you go to our website, for example, there's a place where we call testimonials. So we go to that site or that place on the website, then it takes you to understand what problems that Action Learning has been used to solve for those individual companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this year's theme. It's Discover Meaning, Discover Connection, and Discover Action Learning. Please elaborate and tell us more about it.
Yeah. So when we say discover meaning, a problem in an organization, might have many parts of it. In the traditional approach to problem solving, any problem that comes, they think that is a bad thing. They have to get rid of it as soon as possible. But in Action Learning, we got to look at the root cause of the problem. Mostly, what organizations call their problems are not their problems. They are the symptoms of the problem. So for us as Action Learning practitioners, we got to go to the bottom of the problem. That is the discovery of the meaning here. Now, when that is identified, we then also afterward fix a solution. And then we look at a solution from a system thinking perspective. What would the solution mean for the different aspects of the organization? For example, we might do something here at the studio, but then we are not looking at it just from the perspective of its influences on the studio here, but the entire how do you call it, joint use organization. So that is the discover meaning aspect. Now, when we say discover connection, again, it relates to the system thinking approach. Now, the problem that we have, what are the various elements or facets of the organization that are connected to this problem? There must be a link. For example, in an organization, a company is suffering employee turnover. The employee turnover might not necessarily be the fault of the HRO. It could also be something somewhere else. And so we've got to see what are the issues that are connected to this very thing.
Maybe like a management issue.
The management issue, salary issue, or probably the time they come to work, or
working conditions.
That kind of thing, or the work is not encouraged, it's not challenging them. These things are important. If we don't discover these connections, this meaning, and we just solve the problem as we say it, all the other connections will not be noticed.
And they won't be solved.
They will not be solved. So would have just addressed some small aspect of the the true problem or the entire problem. And what that would mean is that because we've just addressed some aspect of it, and about 2 months or 1 year down the line, the problem that we have sat down, we spent time and resources to solve, we begin to resurface because we have not discovered the connections. And that is what is done in the traditional problem solving approaches. But in Action Learning, we must first see how various aspects of a particular problem are connected, and then address them as well.
All right. So before I let you go, this year's celebration, 2 days, 29th and 30th of September, is there anything that you're doing?
Yeah, so for this conference, which is taking place tomorrow and Friday at the BAM Library, University of Ghana, conference room, we want to showcase to the world, want to showcase to Ghanaians, businesses, organizations, and everyone else, communities, what action learning is all about, and why they need to embrace action learning, because there is no any approach to solving complex problems better today in the world than WIAL action learning. So we'll bring people together. They'll have the opportunity to see testimonials, of people who have embraced action learning. They'll watch videos. There will be, activities that would engage the participants, to have a real feel of what action learning is like. And then there'll be networking events and other things. And what we are going to do as well is we are arranging for companies, real clients, real companies have real problems, so they bring their problems there. And I am a certified action learning coach as well. I was certified in the United States.
Okay.
So I'll be leading a team of participants.
Okay.
And we're going to have just one person or two people who have their problems. So they'll present their problems. But then I'll get a team, because action learning requires a minimum of 4 people from diverse background and a maximum of 8 people from diverse background to sit around the table to solve the problem. But then there must be the coach. So that's going to be my role. So tomorrow, for example, tomorrow and Thursday, real clients are going to be presenting their real problems. Okay. And I, as a coach, with some of the participants, and also the owner of the problem, I mean, the one who is facing the problem in his organization, is going to be part of the team. And then through insightful questionings, we are able to unravel the root cause of the problem and fix strategic solutions.
How do we sign up? Is it free?
It's totally free.
Okay.
Admission is free. So whoever is interested, we've sent I'd call it invitations to some companies already.
Okay.
And we are still inviting people to come, because it's a new thing in this part of the world. I think the second in Africa. We have one in Nigeria. Okay. The whole continent, apart from Nigeria and Ghana, we don't have action learning anywhere. But this is an organization that has been in existence already since the early 1940s. And in the Western world, that action learning is the tool they use to do everything. Not only solving problems, but action learning could be used as well to define a project. Okay. For example, your organization, you are wondering what project to do. You are not sure. But with action learning, you're able to do that. It could be issues, that kind of thing. Yeah, so people are welcome to sign up. They can only call us to do that. And that is okay. They can come. There's no payment for participation in the conference.
Is there a number they can call?
Yeah, we can give a number.
Okay, yeah.
So the number is 055 45 166 85.
Please repeat it.
Okay, 055 45 166 85.
Okay, that's the number to dial if you want to join the Global Action Learning Week. Thank you so much. My studio guest was Emmanuel Song, who's the country director of WIAL Ghana. You're still watching the AM show. We're going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with audience.